Please be seated.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you here today. In doing so, I wish to acknowledge that the campuses of the University of Sydney are located on the traditional lands of a number of Australia's First Peoples. It is with deep respect for our Indigenous past that I acknowledge the Cadigal, Gundungurra, Darug and Wongal peoples and their custodianship of these lands. This ceremony has been arranged in order to confer degrees upon and award diplomas and certificates to those who have fulfilled all of the conditions required of them by the statutes of the university.
Would all candidates for admission to a degree or the award of a diploma or certificate please stand?
The degree of Master of Applied Science, Vanesa Bokazanian. Garek Kwok Tung Chung, Germany. But it doesn't quite conclude this speaking, because I, as the Dean, would like to also congratulate you. I'm Catherine Refshorgi, and I've been your Dean for the final year of your studies. And I think the previous Dean is also here, who was the Dean for the early part of your studies, because I want to congratulate you from all of us. You've had very different journeys on getting to this place. We have many international students, as you would have seen from those testamers, where you've had to come to a different culture, far from friends, far from family. It can be quite a difficult experience, but rest assured, we learnt as much from you as you would have learnt from us. We also have many students from rural and remote areas, people coming from outside of Sydney. And it also can be quite a difficult journey being away from home. And I think that Sydney can feel like quite a difficult culture to you too. But I finally would like to thank all our local students for so generously hosting our international and rural students who are studying away from home and away from families. We truly thank and celebrate all of you too. I know you supported each other and learnt from each other. And of course, I know that the Deputy Chancellor will acknowledge all the parents and friends, those here and those who couldn't be here today, but I'd also like to welcome you here to the special home of your special graduand and also your new home now. We can't forget our wonderful academics. They have dedicated themselves to excellence in teaching you to make sure that your learning has been powerful and a transformational experience. In fact, many of them have won awards for excellence in teaching. They're also researchers, and they, together with our new PhD graduates, are generating the new evidence that you're learning just as a matter of course. And finally, the professional staff and the admin staff, because they're often the first port of call for you when something goes wrong or you've got a question. And I'd like to acknowledge their contribution to your experience at the university. And I would finally like to say, and this is very sincerely and very passionately, stay in touch with us. Our graduates do the most amazing things. Your degree prepares you not just for the course that you studied, but for much more than that. And we would like to know what you're doing and the interesting things that you've been engaged in. So stay in touch with us, and congratulations to you from all of us.
you've just been congratulated, as you heard, by the Dean, and I'd like to congratulate her, incidentally, on producing not only this very large and impressive collection of doctorates, but also all the rest of you for today. And not only has she done that, but she's corralled this amazing academic procession. I can assure you, as one who does a few of these, that we don't often see such an impressive collection of our academics. I'm delighted so many of them are able to be here today, and it's good for you and it's good for us to see them here. As you've already heard, it's always my pleasant task to congratulate the parents and the friends who've been putting up with you, putting you up over the last few years while you've been studying. I know that it's not easy to have those studying in your households. Of course, many of you are not graduating for the first time, and certainly not the doctorates, but also some of the others with master's degrees. So you know what it's like in a sense, but for those who graduated for the first time, I particularly want to...
The formal part of the proceedings has now been completed. The Deputy Chancellor and Fellows of Senate invite new graduates and their guests to refreshments, which will be served in the quadrangle. The academic procession is about to leave, and new graduates are invited to join the procession. I'd be grateful if visitors would remain in their places until the procession has left. Would you please stand?